the backside. That'll do it today, boys. That's your best questions, Coach.
Coach, what is your opinion on the pass blocking thus far, specifically last week?
My opinion on the pass blocking? I mean, all in all, it was pretty average. Could have been a lot better. And you can always do, little things a little bit better, but it was not bad. You know, they dropped a lot of guys off in coverage, and there's times when we're rushing 2 and 3 guys. So, I hope we can protect it a little bit. We had a little misassignment on slide protection down there at the goal line. It was probably the only casualty of the night, and other than that, it was okay.
In other words, do you feel like your guys have a large role in getting this passing offense rolling, or is it more of a scheme type of thing? Is the offensive line doing their job when it comes to passing?
I think it's just like any position on our football team. At times they do their job really well. At other times there's some breakdowns. We all can get better. We all play a big role in everything we do, both running and passing. So, to say we're the main ingredient, no. But I mean, everybody's got to do better. I mean, you can't pinpoint one particular thing. We got to develop better as an offense and strive to improve, and we're going to do that.
Do offensive linemen care if they block for a back who talks them up a lot? Who just acts appreciative at least? Does it make a difference?
Certainly it does. I mean, you take a guy that puts as great of a player as our backs are here, and they, put all the credit on those guys up front. They respect that, and all in all, they're trying to do their job, and they're opening holes for them. Us as coaches, we appreciate that. And I think as a team, you look at a guy that says, "Hey, they did a great job. They opened holes for me all night long." Man, when you want to block somebody like that? I know I would.
I know as an offensive line coach, it's your job to make them block as hard as they can, no matter what everybody says. But is it easier to motivate them when you've got a guy like Marcus who pats them on the back a lot?
I would think so. I mean, I've never been in a position as a player to block for someone, so I don't know that. But I would think somebody like Marcus back there in the backfield, I'd be licking my chops to go out there and block for him.
Have you been in, without naming names, the opposite situation where you've had a back who didn't necessarily act like he cared much, and did it affect your guys up front?
I think attitude affects everybody on a football team. Whether it's a running back, a quarterback, an offensive lineman, there's always effects that come and go. So yes.
Coach, is there a certain kind of attitude that you expect out of your guys in particular, like before a game? What do you like to see from your linemen?
I don't like a lot of smiling. I don't like a lot of giggling, a lot of laughing. I like a lot of focused eyes. And, I think football's a violent sport, and I think you got to approach it like that each and every day. And on game days, it's one of those days they can let it all hang out and almost get away with everything out there in between the lines. So I want to respect a mean bunch of guys when they step on the field.
Is that what you get from this group?
At times I do. At times I do. And there's other times they can be a lot more physical and get a little bit more nasty than what they have. But I expect them on Saturdays to come out there ready to go.
You mentioned you saw a lot of potential in your line in that fourth-quarter drive in Georgia. Seeing the whole game, the way they blocked for Marcus on Saturday against Navy, have they taken a step forward?
I don't know. They did okay. They haven't done great, and we weren't going against a great defense by no means, but they were good. One of the things I didn't like Saturday, there was a couple missed assignments. I thought Marcus, he rushed for 200-some yards. He should have rushed for about 300-some yards, and that was disappointing. But it's step by step. It's as small as it can be. They are getting better. Hopefully at the end of the year I can say this has been one of the greatest O-lines we've ever had here. But who knows right now? But I haven't seen them take a step backwards at this point.
What specifically have you got to do better against Vandy this week? What challenges do the Commodores present that Navy did not?
It's an SEC contest, and those guys are playing for a championship just like we are. They're very well coached. They fly to the football. We've got to stay on blocks long. We can't assume the play's over when it's not, so we've got to keep fighting. We've got to run a football. They're a good defense against the run. They're good defense overall. We've got to attack them. And, there's no secret to our success thus far. We're running Marcus Lattimore. He's our back. He's the guy that makes this thing go right now. So certainly we've got to try to establish that. So them knowing that and us knowing that, I would imagine there's going to be a lot of guys up there waiting on them. So we've got to move them out of the way.
Rich, how much instruction do you give to Dalton Wilson specifically, and how do you feel about his progress as a heavy contributor for the first time in his career thus far?
I don't give any instruction to Dalton Wilson. He doesn't play offensive line, so. But he's a big part of our offense when we get in I formation, and I appreciate everything he does. He's a guy that comes to work every day, puts on his hard hat, and he goes to work and he gets it done. So I'm pleased to have him. I'm glad we have him on our football team.
You are still a running game coordinator.
Yes.
Okay, that's the reason I asked.
Yeah, but I don't coach him.
Understood.
Anything else?